Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Lord. The MLB season is 6 weeks in. I can't speak. And we have some interesting teams at the top of the divisions and some teams that are really struggling. So we're going to play a little hot or not. Are we buying or selling these hot starts from some of these teams? Are we buying or selling some of these bad starts from some teams that we thought were going to be good? Let's start with a little darling, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Leading the NL Central 21-17. They started out red hot. I think they've lost 6 of 7 of 8, maybe 6 or 7 of 8. But are they legit? Can they compete for a playoff spot this season?
Yeah, I think so. I'm buying it. I think they're a competent franchise at this point. They've got some good players. I don't think they're going to keep up this pace. They'll probably fall to about a 500 team and fight for a wild card spot. I hope they don't fall off the face of the earth, which is definitely possible, especially this early in the season. But yeah, I think the Pirates are a solid team. You know, they're finally starting to develop, hopefully. And yeah, I'd like to see them back in the playoffs because remember the Johnny Cueto game? That place is electric during the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
I don't buy it at all. They've actually lost 9 of 10. They've lost 9 of their last 10. I think they finished second to last or last place. You're not going to catch me buying that.
Well, I'll tell you who's not finishing in last place. It's the Cardinals. The Cardinals are probably going to come back.
That's who I was going to talk about next. Buy or sell their start. They're 13-25 on the season. So, can they come back and win this division? I think they do.
I don't know about win the division. The Brewers are pretty good, but they can come back.
Okay,
the thing is the division is terrible, though.
They'll finish second. They'll finish first or second. They're only 7.5 games back. I know they're 13-25, but they're only 7.5 games.
They'll come to life.
That's crazy.
How about a couple of NL East teams, the Mets and Phillies? Which one is more likely to dig out of the hole? They're only 18-19. Dig out of the hole and make the playoffs, or you think both of them do?
I don't know, man. I mean, the Phillies got bad news on Jose Alvarado. They just keep getting injury after injury, and the Mets aren't doing much better in that department. But it's still early. I think both of them will be above 500. I don't know if they'll challenge the Braves really at any point, but they definitely could. This division race is not over.
I think the Mets are.
It's not. I think the NL East is over.
I think the Mets are going to come around and surprise a lot of people. They got a couple of rookies who are playing really great ball. As long as those 80-year-old pitchers can remain healthy. Verlander just tossed a gem against the Reds last night. I mean, the Mets are still a good team. Their offense is not bad. Their pitching has just been god-awful, and that's because of injuries. So, I think the Mets are a lot better than a lot of even Mets fans give them credit for. And, it's a long season, so we'll see.
I'm gonna stick with my preseason prediction. I said the Phillies would miss the playoffs, and I said the Mets would get a wild card behind the Braves. I think that's still how it ends up. I agree. I think the Mets are still a good team. I like Alvarez. He's only gonna get better. I think Beatty will only get better as the season goes on. They'll get healthier, and they'll start stringing together some win streaks. And I think they'll be a wild card team. They'll be a wild card. Phillies, they're not making the playoffs. They don't have a good team.
Diamondbacks are hot.
Diamondbacks. That's what I was going to go to next. Diamondbacks. Buy or sell. I think they make the playoffs. Wild card.
I'm buying. Love Zach Gallen. Love Corbin Carroll. Buying the Diamondbacks.
I'll be different. Sell.
Yeah, there's no reasoning behind that. Clearly,
no reason. Just being different.
I actually really do think the Diamondbacks. I think they're on the come up, not just now, but in the future as well. I think they're a really good team. Let's talk about a team that's the defending world champions. Is there a possibility? Is there a world where they don't win the AL West?
No. They'll come alive. They'll be fine. They're only 3.5 games behind the Rangers, and the Rangers have been good, surprisingly.
Well, are you buying or selling the Rangers or Angels? Could either of them make the playoffs?
I think they can make the playoffs. I mean, when you have the two best players in baseball, you can absolutely make the playoffs. The Rangers are paying for a playoff team. They have one of the most expensive rosters in baseball. I think it's just going to be, can Jacob deGrom stay healthy, and can Shohei and Mike Trout literally drag this team to the playoffs, which they haven't before. But I think it's going to be tough, man. The Yankees are in dead last in the AL East, and they're 21-17. That would be first place in the NL Central.
I will go. Houston's going to win that division. I think Mariners finish in second. So I think the Rangers and Angels are out of it.
The only team that's out of it in the American League right now is, I guess, the Royals and the A's.
Yeah. White Sox. Is there any way they can save their season?
I don't think so. I think they got issues.
Tony La Russa is not still their manager. Right?
No, it hasn't solved anything.
I know. I think it's organizational top to bottom. Like when you hired Tony La Russa, you knew there was an incompetent man pulling the strings at the top. And I like some of the things you see that they do. You're just like, are they even trying? What happened to this team? I mean, this team, everyone thought they were going to be the Braves of the American League.
Yeah,
and
we always got compared.
they are a dumpster fire. Buying or selling? How about this? Every team in the AL East finishing over 500.
I can't buy that. Somebody's gonna slip up, but I am buying the Baltimore Orioles. I love the Orioles. They play a scrappy brand of baseball. They could have swept the Braves, honestly, and I think they're for real. I think they're actually a threat, and they're gonna be a tough out in October.
I love the Blue Jays. I love watching that team. If I
Blue
had
Jays
to
are
pick,
unreal. They're a World Series.
I love the Blue Jays. I just love like they got superstar power and they hit bombs. And I mean, I'm a simple
They got
man.
good pitching.
I like
too.
watching home runs.
Gausman, Manoah. They've got really good pitchers.
Well, you get to watch plenty of them this weekend.
But I picked the Blue Jays to come out of the American League every year, and they always disappoint me in October. Every year I've done it, and they always disappoint me. Last segment of the day, guys, coming up after the break, we're going to do an Atlanta Mount Rushmore of current athletes.